Hey guys, we're back from Russia, and you guys have kind of seen the touristy side of everything, but since we weren't able to post on social media any of the spiritual side for safety concerns, you guys actually haven't seen any of that yet. I just thought I would share all the spiritual stuff and all the great things that God actually did in Russia, in me, and for the group and for the team. So, for me, probably the thing that God spoke to me the most about was actually just staying still and listening to His voice and listening to what He's asking of me, and then remaining faithful and actually going out and actively doing exactly what He says. Before we actually left for Russia, I was very task-oriented, and the things that were just on my mind, because we've been so busy in ELN, was, okay, I got to get this done. And then from that, I just kind of lost sight of the big picture, which is God. And actually sitting down and listening to His Word was not a thing that I was doing. So He was really asking me, Zach, just listen to me. Listen to my word. Just be still. Just listen. So, without being able to actually talk with people easily or anything like that, I figured it would be a perfect opportunity to just observe and just listen to God, see what He wants me to do. So we were in Sochi. I think it was the second day, and we were at one of Tim's meetings and conferences, and also Susie's children's church meeting, where she was talking to all the children's church leaders about what makes a good children's church and kind of things that she's experienced and everything. So as we were doing that, I met a couple named Sasha and Anya. They're a younger couple, and they're just gonna have their first baby, which is really exciting. So I thought that was all really cool. And then during the children's church meeting, I just felt led to go up while Susie was praying and just lay my hands onto Anya and just pray over her. And when I did that, I just sensed how much God actually loves her. And it was such a gentle love and very peaceful. And I felt God tell me that the love that I felt is the kind of love that she's going to be giving to her baby. And I was amazed. I was blown away. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. It was a great feeling to feel that kind of love. So I didn't think much of it. And then I just kept praying for her, and as I was praying for her still, I felt God reaffirm that in me, tell me again that she's gonna be there to give her son that gentle love, and actually revealed the sex of the baby, which was really nerve-wracking for me, because at that point I knew I was supposed to tell them, and I didn't want to be wrong about the sex or anything, so I was just very nervous about that. So, and I felt God was saying that it's not the time to tell him yet, so I just stopped and I just waited, kept pursuing God and listening to His voice, and then I felt I got something for Sasha, which is the husband, and just kind of felt like God was leading me to pray for him a little bit more. So I prayed for him, and I felt God was telling me the role that Sasha's going to play as a father, which is actually resembling Jesus and God the Father to His Son. So showing His Son what grace looks like, humility, and just really leading him into becoming a man of God, showing him what how men are to love, and what makes a strong man of God, and just actively pursuing that faith with His Son. So after that, after I received that, I was just like, okay, God, is it time? And I felt God say, it's time, Zach. And so I really felt like I was to tell them. So I grabbed the translator and talked to the translator and told her the whole prophecy and the whole deal, and just told her, look, so I'm a little nervous about telling them the sex of the baby, so I'm gonna ask them if they want to know first. And if they want to know, then I'm gonna tell them. But if they say no, we don't want to know the sex of the baby, I just like you to kind of hide it a little bit. So instead of saying your son, say your child. So we got in a group with Sasha and Anya, and I just asked them, did you want to know the sex of the baby, or did you want to wait for the doctor to reveal it to you, or when the baby's born or something? And they said, no, we'd love to know. So I told them the prophecy, told Anya the sense of the love I felt that she's going to give to her baby, and how much God loved her, and what Sasha's role was. And they were just so, their faces were so lit up and so bright, and they were so happy. It was amazing. And Anya was just tearing up and crying and just with a huge smile on her face. And then Sasha, he was a bigger, stronger guy, and after I told them that they're going to be having a son, he just took me and grabbed me and just gave me this huge bear hug, and it was a long hug. When I tried letting go, he wouldn't let go. He was just so happy and just hugging me, and so thankful. And then they told the translator something in Russian, and I don't really know what they said, but then the translator told me in English that they've received prophecies similar to it, but this was just hitting the nail perfectly on the head, and they said it just confirmed everything that they've received beforehand. So just being able to hear from God and act upon and be faithful to his word was really great, and to see the outcome of what happened and being a part of revealing what God has created and revealing life to these young adults and kind of ministering to them was a truly amazing experience. And I'm very blessed to have done that. But some other awesome things that happened in Russia, one of my favorite nights was we were staying at a host home in Belorechens, and we were there for 2 days. The first night we just kind of chatted on Google Chat because our host parents could not speak English, so we just did Google Chat. And then after that, the next night, they invited a bunch of people over from the church, and we had like a big party. So we just drank tea and had good conversation because there were younger people there at that point, and they could speak a little bit of English. And then after that, they taught us traditional Russian dancing, which was a lot of fun. But then after that, they love music. So me and Chris had our guitars, and they're like, "Oh, you have to play something. You have to play something." And we're like, okay. So we grabbed our guitars and we just started strumming and playing, and it ended up turning into this big worship session. Lasted like 25 minutes. Everybody was worshiping God and praising God, even though we were all in different languages. We were all doing it together, and just it showed that praising God is it's like one language, and everybody can do it together, and everybody knows that language. So it was truly amazing. Some other great things when we got to the camp. There were a bunch of salvations. I believe there were 6 water baptisms, which was a great sight. Just knowing that if we weren't there, if we never went, that camp would not have happened. And from that, these kids getting saved and water baptized, and just from us being there, just leading them to the Lord and leading them to understand who God is and who Jesus is and what Jesus did for them. It's just, it's a wonderful thing to think about. So that's the great things that really happened in Russia. So thank you, sponsors, for sending me there to do these great things, and thank you for being a part of the team. We did it, so congratulate yourself too. I have applause for you because we're all one team and we did it together. So great job, guys. Thank you.